The Pinball Enterprise. So I'm at the boring stage, and when I say boring stage, I am just picking around and sanding the seams, like on the nacelles and a few little other places. And I've been taking a tulip and just filling in a little bit of very small gaps that are along the edges of the nacelle here, where you just don't want to add any putty, and tulip will just work just great. And basically just going in and sanding. So I really don't like to show all the sanding sanding video, if you will. And then one more thing I got to do is the impulse deck here, and that is where I did the vacuum form deck. There's a little bit of a gap, and it's because I actually used a thicker clear part for the impulse deck, and it really won't butt up against the saucer. So what I've done is I took some tulip. Tulip is thick acrylic paint, and just built up a couple layers. And you can see where it's kind of lumpy. And all I'm going to do is take a knife, and I'm going to slice that off, and then take Avius epoxy sculpt. Mix just a little bit of that up, and then I want to blend that in with the rest of the hull, and we'll be good as new. So anyway, that's on the to-do list. So just trying to get all the boring sanding done. I did get all the everything masked, all the clear parts, the bassards, the parts on top, stuff on the bottom here. The end caps. Now I'll have to go back in and do some detail painting, but I wanted to get all the bulk clear parts masked off, like right here on the bridge, and just try to get the basic work done. So once I spray it with paint, I won't get anything on the clear parts. And for paint, a lot of people ask me or tell me that I said I was going to paint this white, and I am, but I'm basically going to use a white primer. And when I paint a white, anything with a white base coat, it's always a white primer. It's never a true enamel. It's always going to be a white primer. Plus, once I get the white primer on, and then I'm going to shoot a future, because basically this ship's going to be nothing but a gigantic decal sheet. So anyway, that's using the primer. Especially if you do any white base coat ship, will eliminate any yellowing, because that's usually the big issue that everyone always likes to talk about. So get your white primer, and you won't have that problem at all. So anyway, we'll continue on with the Pinball Enterprise in a few days. The baby driver car, I'm going to call it done. I actually I went ahead and shot some future on it just to get a little bit of sheen on it. Last I left off, I did get the wheels all blacked out. I painted over the Hellcat symbol. Put in the lights here, and all I did was just take a drill bit, recess the lights, painted them white, and then put a piece of clear with a hole punch, and just epoxied them in so they're good and sturdy. Anyway, so they look pretty decent. One thing I got to mention is the hood. The hood's not totally smooth. I really wish the hood was a separate piece, and I really could have sanded it down extremely. It's not really that noticeable, but if you get it under a certain light, you can see it, and if you feel it, you can it's a little rough, but that's just the way it's just going to have to be. But anyway, it looks good no matter what, because once it's driving and film, you won't really see it at all. But anyway, that's one of those, I hate to, one of those is just really, if it was a separate piece, you really could really sand it down. You could even took it to a bench grinder and got it really down. But anyway, there's that. But anyway, I'm going to get that off the bench, and we're going to get it to its rightful owner in a day or two. So anyway, that's finishing up the baby driver car. Up next, and I need a little bit of coffee. Up next, we are going to do the Devil's Anvil. This is a Corporal Overby's kit, just like the other resin tanks we've been doing. It's 72nd scale, and what I've done so far is I'd take it to the sink and wash the kit real good, and I went ahead and got the barrel attached to the turret. So anyway, when we get to the boring stage on this in a day or two, I'm going to start doing the putting the track on and putting the road wheels on. But I got to do a little bit of a cleanup, get some of the flash off. But anyway, we're almost we're going to start this tank, and then I got 2 more after that. But anyway, very fun, and looking forward to building. I think this is one of the cooler designs. I think it's just I think this one actually fits perfectly with the lineage of the tanks. So anyway, we're starting that up next, and just an FYI, round 2, which is Lindbergh, they're coming out with the Jolly Roger Hex Marks the Spot kit, and I haven't built one of these since I was a kid, and I've always I always remember building this one in particular, because I guess I don't remember exactly. I think I bought it at a garage sale or something. But anyway, when this kit comes out, I'm actually going to build it for myself, because I've always liked them, and these are basically the Walt Disney Pirates of the Caribbean kits, which are like $300 kits if you can acquire one. But anyway, this will be a very fun build, and I've been wanting to build one for a very, very long time. So I'm looking forward to that, and most importantly, which is supposed to be here in about a week, maybe 2, is the Mobius Raptor, which I am going to be building that right off the bat. I have built Raptor in every scale, almost every manufacturer that's made one, but I've never made one for myself, and I'm going to build a Raptor for me, and I want to do something just a tad bit different on it, and just to make my Raptor unique from everyone else. So anyway, we're looking. That's going to be. I'll probably once that kit hits my table, that's going to probably be on the workbench very, very soon, as with the Jolly Rogers. So that's what I have got going on today. We're just waiting and anticipating, which is the Dead Man's Raft. If you for those who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm looking forward to those kits, and we'll be building the Raptor very, very soon, because it's already out, and we are waiting with anticipation for it. But anyway, that's what I got going on today. We're starting the Devil's Anvil. We finished up the Baby Driver car, and we are at the boring stage of the Pinball Enterprise. So that's what I have got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.